And in our international news, Mexico's central bank chief Agustin Carstens said he is better qualified than his main rival Christine Lagarde to run the International Monetary Fund. Once an executive director at the IMF, he argued he had more experience and better knowledge of the organization. Carstens told Reuters in an interview on Wednesday that he has a policy agenda similar to that of the French finance minister and that many countries jumped too quickly at declaring their support for Lagarde. Carstens said his top priorities would be to solve the Eurozone crisis and support the political transition in the Middle East. While he faces a difficult process in ending a tradition of IMF leadership by Europeans, Carstens said it was time that the role of emerging nations in the international economy was recognized. He also said he believed US officials would study both candidates carefully and transparently.
The last thing I have heard from US authorities is that both Minister Lagarde and myself are credible candidates and that they will follow the process carefully and that they call for an open, transparent process.
Also, India's finance minister Pranab Mukherjee said some emerging economies have objected to another European as the IMF head, saying it is time to acknowledge a shift in global economic power to developing giants such as India and China. Therefore, the Indian government has asked its IMF executive directors to begin talks with other countries over the selection of the IMF chief. In New Delhi, Mukherjee said the directors would work out the modalities for choosing the right candidate for the IMF post. The IMF has a June 30 deadline to pick a successor to Dominique Strauss-Kahn.
We have suggested to our executive directors in the fund to talk to various countries and work out a mechanism through which we can try to find out an acceptable agreed candidate.
World Bank President Robert Zöllig said on Wednesday that the institution will nearly double its loans for Brazil's social programs over the next year. Zöllig said the aid package for the South American country could add up to $6 billion aimed mainly at programs to eradicate poverty and promote education. At a news conference in the country's capital, Brasilia, Zöllig also spoke about soaring food prices.
Brazil is a very strong agricultural country, has great experience in this, and so we'll be talking, sharing some of the discussions about the preparations for the G20 summit that will be in November, where the bank is working with a number of the other international agencies on some of these food security issues.
Before we head back to news, let's take a quick look at the Asian equity, commodity and the currency markets. And after that, Mona Nasser is back with the news.